guys, today I'm going to be reading, focus camera, focus. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to be reading Rufus the Comes Home. Rufus the Bear with Diabetes. It's written by Kim Gosselin, illustrated by Terry Ravenelli. So let's read this book. Rufus Comes Home. Rufus the Bear with Diabetes. Okay, Brian felt very sick. For quite a few weeks he felt weak, tired, thirsty, and seemed to go to the bathroom all the time. Brian didn't feel like himself at all. Brian's family took him to the doctor to try to find out why he felt so sick. His doctor told his family that she thought Brian might have a condition called type 1 diabetes. She sent them all to the hospital right away. Brian's family doctor had been right. Soon after he got to the hospital, special diabetes doctors and nurses checked his blood for extra sugar, glucose, with a blood glucose meter. Brian pricked his finger. The nurse helped him touch a drop of his blood to the test sensor. The test sensor drew the blood away from Brian's finger, and they waited for the meter to beep. They also took some blood from his arm and sent it to a laboratory for tests. Sure enough, Brian had too much sugar in his blood. Hey, look, the nurse is checking his blood sugar with that meter. So, yeah, Brian learned that having diabetes meant his body could not turn the extra sugar in his blood into the energy that his body needed. That's why Brian had felt so sick and tired all the time during the last few weeks. Brian discovered that when his diabetes was not in good control, like when he got to the hospital, he felt really sick. His body made him go to the bathroom a lot because it was trying to get rid of all the extra sugar it had in it. People without diabetes have something their bodies make called insulin. That takes care of all that kind of stuff. Insulin is a hormone that is made by cells in a part of the body called the pancreas. The pancreas is near the stomach. Having diabetes meant that Brian's pancreas cells didn't make enough insulin. Because Brian's body didn't make enough insulin, he and his family had to learn a lot about what having diabetes would mean in their lives. For example, he learned about different ways his body could get the needed insulin that his body no longer made. At first, Brian started by getting 2 or more shots of insulin. He also learned that he might eventually use an insulin pump to get insulin when he was ready. Brian didn't like the idea of getting shots every day. Who would? But after he got the insulin, he felt so much better. Brian and his family learned more and more about diabetes every day. They learned from diabetes teachers in the hospital that it was best if Brian ate his meals and snacks at about the same time each day. It was important for his family to have a regular schedule each and every day, even when Brian went to school or played sports. Not being on a regular schedule or not eating when he was supposed to could make Brian get sick. He learned about highs when he had too much sugar in his blood and all about lows when he didn't have enough food in his body to balance the insulin from his shot. Lows meant Brian needed to get some sugar and food into his body right away. Brian wished he knew someone else who had diabetes. He knew he would always talk to his family about his feelings, and of course his doctors and nurses too. Still, as much as they all wanted to help, they didn't have diabetes like Brian did they? Brian longed for someone or something special to share his private diabetes feelings with. After practicing giving shots to oranges in the hospital, Brian's mother kissed him goodbye. She had a few errands to catch up on before Brian's family brought him home from the hospital. Besides, his grandma was with him too, and Grandma was happy to sit and talk with him until Brian's mother got back to the hospital. It felt good to have Grandma there with him. After finishing her errands, Brian's mother quickly stopped by toy store to find a special surprise to take back to the hospital for Brian. Finally, his mother's bright green eyes spotted the perfect little friend for Brian. A warm, cuddly stuffed teddy bear sat lonely on the toy shelf waiting for someone to love. Brian's mother knew that the bear would be loved a great deal by Brian. Brian's mother dropped off a few things at home and then realized that there were just a few more things to do before she went back to the hospital. Brian's mother remembered that what her son had told her earlier, that he wished he had a special someone or something to share his private diabetes feelings with. Brian's mother thought the new bear might be the perfect listener for him. Look at Brian's mother. She has a bunch of things, and then she has the bear. Brian's mother gently and lovingly hand-sewed felt patches on different parts of the bear's body in exactly the same spots where Brian now had to get his insulin shots. She carefully cut out little red felt hearts and sewed them on the bear's paws where Brian now had to do his finger pricks. So as you can see, she's doing everything. So yeah. Finally, the finishing touch, a little t-shirt from JDRF that fit just right on the bear. Now, the bear with diabetes was perfect, just like Brian. Oh, look. After a few hours, Brian's mother hurried back to the hospital, where she found him and his grandma playing a board game. Now that Brian was getting the insulin his body needed, he was almost back to his old self. For the first time in a long time, Brian was smiling again. Brian's mother handed Brian a great big bag with a red bow on it. Inside was Brian's special new bear. Brian pulled it out and hugged it with all his might. He named the bear Rufus, the bear with diabetes, right away. Oh, look, they're best friends. Brian couldn't wait until he could show his diabetes doctors and nurses his new bear. As soon as they came into his room, he showed them how he should not only test his own blood sugar now, but also Rufus. Soon it was time for Brian's shot. This time it wasn't nearly so bad. Brian got his insulin shot first, then Rufus got his shot too. It was a lot more fun than practicing on an orange. I mean, that's true. I mean, an orange, oh, what kind of fun is that? Finally, it was time for Brian and Rufus to go home. As soon as they got to Brian's house, they found a special place for all of Brian's and Rufus's diabetes supplies. Soon, the whole family settled into their new routine. Whatever Brian did, Rufus did too. Oh, look, so cute. He has his JDRF shirt, and yeah. There's Brian with his cool cap and yeah, everything. And yeah, they're getting ready. Late that night, when everyone was in bed and the house was all dark and quiet, a tiny, small voice could be faintly heard coming from Brian's bedroom. Oh, look, his mother is awake. I wonder what Brian's saying. Don't you wonder? Brian's mother could hear her son whispering to his new friend Rufus somewhere deep in her heart. She knew that Rufus was a special something that could really understand Brian and his private diabetes thoughts. Reassuring words could be heard echoing late into the night. A small boy and an even smaller bear somehow understood each other. Brian's mother finally, peacefully closed her eyes and gently fell asleep for the first time in many, many nights. Yes, everything would be all right. The end. Aw, look. So, did you enjoy this story? It was about Brian, who got type 1 diabetes, and then he got his special bear, his special teddy bear. So, yeah, there we go. There's the story. And yeah, this the story. It was a really good story. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and also here's Rufus in real life. Here is he. As you can see, he's really cool. So yeah, here is the bear. Here's the bear, and yeah, so this is Rufus in real life. Hello, say hi, Rufus. You'll be seeing him in a lot of my videos. Say hi. Hi guys, my name is Rufus. Yeah, I already said that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey, Rufus, get up. What? What am I doing? So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.